Thank you very much. It's good to be here.
So let's start off first. Tell us, what is Boogie?
App that allows users to request for essential items within their neighborhood, and items ranging from food, groceries, fuel, medicine, and even handymen.
Interesting.
Yes.
So we can rightly say that it's much more like a B2B, B2B2C
business.
So business to business to consumers.
Exactly.
Much more like helping consumers get what they need.
Exactly.
But how did you conceptualize this idea, and how do you plan to run this idea as well, this business?
Very interesting. Boogie was actually birthed from a personal experience. It was just this Saturday morning. I wanted to have breakfast. So I went to the kitchen and I wanted to have cereal for breakfast. I got there, I had my milk, then I checked my cereal box. Alas, I was out of cereal. So I just said, okay, let me just quickly dash off to the grocery store, which was like a few kilometers away from my house. And on getting there, the queue I met at the grocery store, the payment queue, long story short, I spent 2 hours just to get a box of cereal to have breakfast. So when I got back home, I started thinking, why should anyone spend this much just to get essentials that they need for their day-to-day living? So I felt, let us build an app where people can easily request something very simple, where they can request for essential items like medicine, like food, like groceries, even market items, your okra, your bitter leaf, everything, so those we put together, and we felt, okay, I think it's time to develop something new for neighborhoods.
One of the major challenges is educating and helping people who aren't tech savvy in using mobile apps.
How are you looking to ensure that those who are not tech savvy can still have access to the services that you offer?
Beautiful. While we have multiple channels for users to request, we are a tech company. So what that means is that the entire operations is app driven, is technologically driven. But then again, our mode of operations, our workflow has made it possible that no matter how low in tech knowledge that you are, you can use our mobile app. Now, our mobile app is well simplified in a way that you can just type out your list of the things you want digitally. Just say, I want a box of cereal, the quantity, the brand, you just tell us that. Then if you don't want to type, we have a feature on our app that allows you to also use your voice.
Oh.
Yes, you just record and say, Bookie, help me get a box of cereal.
Can I get a pack of sugar and a bottle of champagne?
If you still don't want to talk, our app also has a function where you can just take up the box of cereal, snap it, and our app will capture that, and of course, we'll send it to our personal shoppers who will get it to you in 30 minutes or less.
Now that's interesting.
Yes,
so
bro.
How do you plan to roll out strategies in order to ensure that it goes across all communities so they understand what Boogie is really doing? What are the strategies you're putting in place?
Okay, that's a very good question because like I said, we're a neighborhood-driven application. What that means is that we are taking neighborhoods at a time. Like we always say here, we're conquering communities one step at a time. So right now, our kickoff community is here in Bagada, Lagos State, Nigeria. And we've been able to gradually expand into neighboring communities like Ogudu, Alakbere, Akoka. But from our statistics, we have over 2,000 neighborhoods here in Lagos alone. So you can see that we have our work cut out for us. So gradually we are taking each neighborhood gradually one step at a time, because we know that if we're able to bring together all these neighborhoods into our application, then we can be sure that everybody will definitely get the usefulness of Boogie app.
That's interesting. We've talked about tech, we've talked about using it for business and like what you're doing, but what does it generally take to set up a tech business, especially one that has the type of, the nature of your business?
Beautiful. Well, for a tech business, what you basically need is an idea. You have to have an idea, and when you have the idea, I always tell people that it's not just an idea. You also have to have something unique. Have something, because the truth now is it's unless you're an Albert Einstein of our time, it's very hard to have a novel idea that nobody has thought about in the entire world. But you see people still doing similar things, but with different business models. So even if you have an idea, have your own unique selling points, have your own approach, have something that stands you out. Like for Boogie now, what stands us out is our neighborhood approach. So we have focused on neighborhoods. We feel, let us focus on neighborhoods. Let's leave the larger markets. Each neighborhood at a time. So for an idea, we feel, make it unique and make it personal to your business. Then of course, it will work for you. What those things have done for us, like funding of CUDA and Paystack, it has done two very important things for the tech ecosystem in Nigeria and Africa at large. The first one is that it has shown the international world, especially tech investors, that okay, Africa and Nigeria are good emerging markets tech-wise, that we can actually look inwards and see how we can invest in this ecosystem. Then secondly, for the tech entrepreneurs like us here in Nigeria, it has also helped us to keep doing what we're doing, because we know that if we keep doing the right thing, the right investors will find you. So for us, seeing the likes of Paystack, CUDA, and quite a number of other good startups, doing well in the international scene, it has given us the drive to make sure that we keep our heads up, we keep doing what we're doing, and of course, we might get partnered with the right investors very soon.
Absolutely.
Yes.
But let's do this. I'd like to go through some areas of your business while you put us through on what happens at this side each day and how the business is run. So let's do that.
I'll be glad to do that. Let's go.
Okay, so this is where everything takes place.
Yes, this is where the magic happens. So here is our customer center. Here is where the requests come to. So when they come here, the customer care representatives here, they are charged with making sure that the order process runs smoothly from start to finish. So they monitor the personal shopper, they monitor the dispatch rider, and make sure that the customer is satisfied with the item that is brought to them. So the process is very simple.
All right.
Someone makes a request. The request comes here from their mobile phone, either WhatsApp, either voice, either picture, whatever way they request with, it comes here. So our customer representatives here now routes that order to the nearest personal shopper to the customer. So as soon as that personal shopper gets the order, the personal shopper then goes to the store or whatever the customer wants to gets it, then makes sure it gets delivered to the customer.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yes.
So the calls come here, you have the runners who are ready to pick it up.
Yes.
And then they get the shopping done, deliver. How do you handle payment?
We accept payment on delivery. So when we purchase these items, we bring it to your doorstep. You can pay us right there at your door. Or you can actually fund, we have a digital wallet on our app. Yeah, we call it the Boogie mobile wallet. So you can actually fund your wallet and you can actually pay us from that wallet still. Also, if you have your credit card, you can also use your credit card to make payments on our platform.
We tend to make sure that every of our deliveries run smoothly. We also ensure that our runners and our delivery agents also deliver customer items successfully. We undergo training for our runners. We also undergo training for our delivery agents. Runners and delivery agents, they are more like the same, but we have delivery agents for our Boogie Dash. We also have runners for our Boogie Knock Knock and Follow Me. What they do is ensure that they go down to the store, buy XYZ items which the customers have requested for, then they dash it out. So we ensure that our runners also know about safety rules and regulations.
Tech businesses too, especially startups, they also have challenges. So what challenges do you go through on a day-to-day basis running this business?
Well, no business on earth doesn't have day-to-day business challenges, and more so if you're in Africa and Nigeria, then I'm very sure you know that challenges are a big part of, especially young, small, and upcoming startup businesses. Well, major concern actually is power. You know, we have to generate our own power, so we run our generators day in, day out, because all our systems have to be connected. We can't go offline. Our servers have to be up and running every now and then. But secondly, the other challenge that we feel we are facing internally, it's more of an interesting challenge. You know, it's a challenge that is overwhelming, because we've gotten to a point in the business where we are now being overwhelmed with requests. You know, so we find ourselves now drowned in the flood of requests. At this point now, we're short-staffed. You know, we don't have enough bikes, we don't have enough riders to handle the amount of requests coming in. So for us, it's a challenge. You know, but we see it as a good challenge because it shows that we're on the right track. It shows that we are doing something people want.
That's right.
We're solving a problem. You know, so this is actually like also a cry to partners, you know, to come out and see how they can help us, because like we said earlier, we are taking communities, neighborhood one step at a time, and we definitely want to do this very soon.
All right, so we've seen one department. Let's also get to see another department now.
Let's go.
After you.
This is our tech department.
All right.
This is where the magic happens. We're a tech company, so the core of what we do is tech. So here are our programmers. We have our graphics departments here, because we roll out a lot of graphics on social media.
That's right.
To make sure that we are ahead right there. So this is where the whole engineering happens. Every now and then we tend to update the app to make sure that it meets best practice, technology-wise, and also make sure that the app is always updated, you know, to fight bugs and the rest. So this is basically where the whole magic happens. Yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
Boogie is fast growing, and it is a clear sign that scaling up the business is inevitable. Stanley highlights what is needed in order to get the tech-driven app to where it needs to be.
So let's talk about Boogie. Having seen the technical aspect of things, what are the things you need now in order to ensure that this platform grows bigger than this?
Well, like I told you earlier, we have recorded some good success here in this neighborhood. So what we are up against now is scaling the business. We need to replicate this success in other neighborhoods, places like Lekki, Festac, Yaba, Akoka, and virtually the entire Lagos. So first of all, we're strengthening our tech. We're making sure that our app can stand the test of time. We are getting bigger servers. So we're investing a lot in technology aspect first. Then of course, we're also investing in our bikes, our personal shoppers, you know. So human development also is a huge part of the things that we do. So yeah, those are the steps we need to take now to get Boogie off the level it is now and scale to other neighborhoods. Well, as a businessman, when you invest your money somewhere, there are fears, but these fears are not holding us back. We have fears of, will people accept? Change is something that is not very easy. It's constant, but for people to leave their comfort zone and adopt a new style of request or shopping is quite some challenge. So, but we've seen that with time, people have been able to easily now move from what they know before as the norm to now sit home and tell Boogie to help them get things. And the pandemic has actually, in some way, fueled our business in a way that, it does now help people to see the importance of staying home. Stay at home, let Boogie do the shopping for you.
Interesting. Thank you so much for talking to us, Stanley.
You're welcome.
It was nice having you on the program.
Nice having you here, Mr. Joe.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It is obvious that technology will drive the economy of many nations across Africa and the world. Nigeria
Stanley Ezeokeke, founder of the Boogie Network, and I started from zero to launch.